Hi, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. I'm Sissy, life coach and motivation speaker, and on my channel, I speak about all spiritual and self-development topics, as well as the human condition. Okay, today we're talking about money. Let's talk more about money. How to master your mindset around money. How to improve your relationship with money. Okay, how do you relate to the term money? Okay, now in the collective abundance, we in the collective field we have collective abundance. Okay, and that is such a huge place where you can actually tune in and make more money. Okay, in the collective abundance field of abundance, in the quantum field. Okay, in quantum mechanics and quantum physics, they speak about a quantum field. Now, tapping into the collective abundance in the quantum field takes intention, understanding that scarcity is a lie. It's not true. The only true thing is abundance. Okay, so tapping into this idea, right, using quantum physics and quantum mechanics is a powerful concept, but it works with best when you blend spiritual awareness, yes, and grounded action. Okay, now grounded action is what pulls the physical, the thing that you want into the physical. Okay, that thing that you want, which is more money. When you ground it with action, meaning that you do physical things, you bring the money into your reality. But most of the time, it's an energetic focus, a spiritual focus. Okay, now remember that everything is just a story. We tell ourselves stories. We listen to other people's narratives or stories, and we believe in and invest our times and our lives in other people's narratives and other people's stories, that there's scarcity, that there's not enough for every person, that there's something called competition. You need to compete for you to be successful because money is scarce. Now that's the narrative we hear everywhere, right? Everywhere we're hearing about the narrative of scarcity, and we begin to believe in scarcity. Now, when you're tapping into the quantum field, you're doing the opposite. You're realizing that there is abundance out there, that scarcity is just a lie, it's fake, it's not real, it's all an illusion. What truly is real here is abundance. And in a quantum field, a place of possibilities, there's no limitation. Okay, I'll repeat myself. In the quantum field, there is no limitations. It's a place of possibility. Right? So everything can be pulled from that space. Now remember that there is abundance. There's a lot of money moving around from different people's hands in different bank accounts in different countries. There's a lot of money flowing around. We hear that we're seeing people becoming millionaires. We're seeing people becoming very wealthy, and we're wondering, where's all this wealth? Where's all this money? Because when I look at my bank accounts, I watch the news, I'm hearing only about scarcity. I'm hearing there's not enough water, there's not enough electricity, there's not enough infrastructure for everybody else, right? That's the matrix fooling you to think that there is scarcity. Hi guys, thank you for joining my live. Is it Martus and Craig? Welcome to my live. I'm Sissy, life coach and motivation speaker, and today we're talking about money. On my channel, we touch on spiritual things, right? Spiritual experience that we're having as human beings. We touch on the human condition, and we also touch a bit in psychology and also spirituality, all those things that make life more interesting, right? But today we're speaking about money, the mindset, the mechanics around money. It's a mindset, it's a perception, because everything begins in the mind, right? So when you want to improve your relationship with money, you change your perceptions around money. You understand that the narrative or the stories of lack or just stories are not really real. In the quantum field, it's a place of possibilities. All things are possible, meaning that money is available for every single person, but you need to tap into it individually. As you are witnessing other people tapping into it, you can also tap into it. Now remember that money is linked to the abundance feeling, as I said in my live last week. That money is linked to the abundance feeling. And when that abundance feeling is not there and the feeling of lack is there, then you're not able to tap in, because everything is just emotion and energy. You understand? Emotion and energy, because emotion is a feeling. You need to feel something within you before, you know what I mean, before it registers that this thing does real, does appear, it is a real thing, that you can pull it into your reality. So today we're tapping on that topic, right? Because I like the topic about money. I'm always sitting and wondering, but how does it really work? You know what I mean? How does it really work? I'm always asking my higher self, how does this money game really work? You understand? Because of the fact that a lot of people are living in scarcity and think it's too scarce, it's not enough. But there are a few people that have tapped into the abundance. Some of them not because they have intentionally done so, but because of the fact they've been taught about abundance, they've been born in abundance, they're born in affluent homes. You understand? But now it's a bit of a challenge when you come from a background where there was not enough money and you saw your parents hustling and struggling, and now you are trying to also tap into the money flow. Then you think that everything is a hustle and a struggle, and you're not in the ease because that's the way you were taught, okay? Even like myself, okay? This is something that I learned, but then gradually as I realized that no, it's not an easy way to make money. The easy way to make money is to have an easy mindset regards to money and develop a better relationship with money. Bring it closer, right, into your perception that it is you are capable of attracting it, and you are able to also enjoy it more and keep it in your space and really feel that money experience. Remember that everything is in a feeling. So if you are in a feeling of a struggle and you get the money, that's why people that are in the struggle, the money goes so fast, because that feelings are pleasurable. It's all under duress, it's all under attack. I need to pay my bills, the money's not enough, and that feeling of scarcity, the feeling of being in that strife and that struggle pushes the money away. That even when it's in your hand, it slips so fast and you're not able to really enjoy the money, right? Because it's all about a feeling. That's the secret about money, okay? So tapping into the collective abundance field, in the quantum field, using the quantum mechanics can be a powerful way of approaching your money journey, right? But it works best when you blend spiritual awareness and grounded action, right? So let's break it down further, right? So, what is scarcity? Number one, what is scarcity? Let's go more deep into this thing, right? In the quantum physics, reality, its core reality or concepts that it's not fixed. The quantum field is not fixed. It's a field of possibilities, often referred to as the quantum field, the field of possibilities. Translating to a personal growth, let's talk about personal growth regards to the field of possibilities, the quantum field. This is a mixed amount, okay, of money destined for you. Is it a fixed amount? Sorry. Is it a fixed amount? Do you feel as if the money that's destined, as I say, destined to you, is it fixed? Firstly, you can even try and understand that in this concept is destiny and chance. You understand? Something that I'm going to try and I'm destined, or it's just I'm going to try something different, okay? We always asking this question, is everything destined? Is my life destined? Am I destined to be the way I am now? Am I destined to not have money? Am I destined to have a lot of money? What is it? You decide. That's the trick of the game. You decide what you destined. What is your destiny? You decide on your destiny, okay? What we have is what we call a script, okay? The script is like where you were born, your name, your surname, your parents, your background, all those things that's your script, right? And then your age of death and other experiences, your milestones in your life. For example, at age of 18, you will have a certain trauma event in your life. You lose a parent or something will happen, or you'll have your first disappointment as a young child and stuff like that. In terms of relationships, you get somebody, your girlfriend dumps you, or you get a big rejection. All is all in your script, but it's not all written in I would say it's not forever. It's not concrete. You can change and work around your script. That's your destiny, as I call it. You're destined to be born in a certain home. You're destined to have this type of parents. That's all in your script. But when you come in the game of life, and you're born in this life, now you have an opportunity, because it's what we call have as choice. So we have choice and we have destiny. Now we need to work with choice and with destiny when it comes to our money flow. You understand? My destiny is I was born in a home that's a poor background home with one single parents. We are very povertized. We're living in the streets. We are hardly could have food. That's probably one part of it, right? But then we have the choice option now later on in your life, and you decide how you're going to live your life going forward. Are you going to accept the situation of being homeless, or are you going to choose something different? Are you going to aspire to something different? Or you're going to look for opportunities for you to make something better in your life. Hi, sweetie pies. Hope you're good today. Thanks for joining my live, Portia. Today we're talking about the relationship with money, right? How to improve the relationship with money, and also changing your mindsets around money, because it's all about the mind. You understand? It's all about the mind. Because we get so caught up in the physicality things of money, the physicality of money. We get caught up with what's in our bank account, what's in our wallet, what's in our pockets. We're caught up in that whole reality, and we think that is it. We don't understand that this is passing, that it's not the true experience about money. Money is a feeling, okay? What you see in your bank account is linked to the feeling you had before the money came into your bank account. You understand? What you see now in your bank account is linked to the feeling you had before you got that money in your bank account, meaning it's linked to the perception and your worldview. It's linked to a feeling. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because everything has a feeling. Okay, for example, I'll break it down to the simplest form. Okay, I have the feeling that I cannot earn more than what I'm earning now. I believe that money is scarce. I believe that there's not enough money. I believe I can never see anything more than what I'm earning now in my salary. You get what I'm trying to say? I earn 30,000 a month, and I feel that I've reached this place. You know what I'm trying to say? And I cannot see anything more than what I'm currently earning. You understand? That's a perception. It has a feeling, makes you feel a bit low. Makes you feel a bit negative about your life. It doesn't make you feel expensive, right? But now if you have the feeling of all things are possible, okay? Might be earning this 30,000 per month now because of this job that I have now, but I know I'm worth much more than this. I know that I'm much more than this 30,000. I know that I'm worthy of getting more money in my life, okay? That makes you feel much more expensive, makes you feel like there's so many possibilities. You're feeling more positive, high vibration. There's no limitation. Now, a lot of us have limitation feelings when it comes to money, because we limit ourselves to where I was born, the background I come from, the salary I'm earning now. You're limiting yourself, and you think that there's nothing you can experience outside your current income, and you feel that your salary is the only way of you getting money. You don't understand there's a whole quantum field out there, a whole space in this reality where you can tap in and get more money. You get what I'm trying to say? It's how that works in ideas, opportunities that come into your life, because you believe that there's so many opportunities for you out there. You're not living in limitation. People that are experiencing poverty from birth to death are focusing on their poverty so much. It's the only reality they're only focusing on. I don't think of any other possibilities of getting out of that situation and earning more money and experiencing something else and different. Okay, so there's no fixed amount of money that's destined for you, and I broke down destiny and choice. You understand that kind of thing, okay? Now, opportunities exist in potential form until you align with them. Opportunities exist in potential form until you align with them, okay? So we all have the potential to attract more money in our life experience now at this time. We all have the potential. The question is, are you making use of the potential and tapping into your potential? Or are you living in the, I'm destined for this situation, and I don't see myself gaining any other form of income or means to make money? All right, now, your perception filters what you notice and act on. Your perception filters what you notice and act on. As I said, everything is based on a perception. What do you feel about money? What do you feel about yourself and money? That's your perception. And unfortunately, your perception is always linked to your experience. So you're born into poverty. So your perception is going to be linked to the poverty. You understand the struggle, the grind that every morning we don't know what we're going to eat today. We're struggling, we're going outside, we're asking relatives and friends to give us money, right? And give us food. And then that becomes your reality and you soak into it. And you don't live outside of that reality because that's what you've been experiencing, right? But in the quantum field, is possibilities. In other words, this reality is full of different possibilities, but we don't tap into that because we get lost in the now moments, in this experience we're having from childbirth. I was born in this township, and I've only experienced this in this township, and I cannot imagine myself experiencing something else and different because I haven't seen any other person except for the criminals. And I don't want to live like that. I don't think that's the right way of living, okay? So you get to think that only criminals can make money. You can't think outside of your box because that's what you are seeing on a day-to-day basis. And that's your perception. Your perception filters what you notice and act on. What you notice and act on, okay? Because that's what you're comfortable with. Okay, scarcity is fake in the physical world, but it often starts as a mental and emotional pattern that limits you to see and perceive outside that limitation. All right, now let's talk more about the mindset. Now, the mindset is everything. Your mindset is your perceptions, specifically linked to your perceptions, right? So your mindset, a mindset of a receiver, right? Not just a thinker. Your mind's not only for thinking, it's also for receiving information as well. Okay, now the scarcity mind. Let's talk about the scarcity mind. You notice lack, you only notice lack and limitations and fear. You understand? You notice lack, limitations, and fear only, right? Abundance mindset, which is the opposite. You notice ideas, opportunities, right? And connectiveness, connections. Okay, if I make a connection with this and do that, I can get that done. You understand? There's so many possibilities you get to see when you're living with a mindset of abundance. You may be somebody who's living in a shack and you come from a very poor background at this moment, right? As a child or an adult, but you keep on dreaming about more because you know there's more. You've tapped yourself into the quantum field. You understand there's more than just where I'm living in the township in the shack life. There's so much more out there. You go on the streets and you see people driving these beautiful vehicles. You see these beautiful buildings and apartments, and you're thinking, one day I want to be there. Now you're really tapping into the quantum field. You're not just focused on where you are at this moment. And that's how most people move out from lack to experience abundance because they see and notice, okay, there's more to life than just where I live. You know, I'm trying to do you understand what I'm trying to say? There's more to where or to life than what I am experiencing. That's the way you should be thinking. Okay, I'm living in a certain place, a one bedroom. Okay, I'm living in a one bedroom. I'm earning the salary, right? And you sort this, I've reached the pinnacle of life. That's not the pinnacle of life, because in a quantum field there's much more. Okay, now you've graduated, you're living in an apartment worth 6 million. Okay, there's 3 bedrooms in this apartment. There's all the nice facilities in this apartments and everything, right? Now you want more because you're tapping into the quantum field. You're never really satisfied. And that's the journey and experience of a human being. We should always be wanting more expansion. So that we tap more into the quantum field. So the more you feel, you know what, there's more to this. I can experience more. I can have more. I deserve more. There is more. You're tapping into the quantum field because that's a place of possibilities. Okay, let's continue right now. Now, your mindset is important. An abundance mindset is very important for you to be abundant. An abundant mindset is very important for you to become abundant. This alignment with the observer effect, as I said, right? When you observe something, say, okay, now I want more. This is not my reality that I want to experience. There's more that I can experience in life. All right. What you focus on influences what becomes real. What you focus on influences what becomes real in your life. So if you are totally focused on scarcity and not having, that becomes your reality. You understand? Is it Kanye? Is it Kanye? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Stop lying. Yeah, anyway, it's okay. I understand that point. Let's continue, right? I'm talking about money and abundance, how we can really tap into the abundance. Our focus is everything, okay? It's your mindset, it's your attitude, it's what you perceive, it's your perceptions, it's your focus. Are you focusing on the positive or are you focusing on the negative? If you believe that your life where you're at the moment is not what you deserve and what you really will live with forever, now you're tapping in the quantum field because it's a place of all possibilities. You're not sure how you're going to get there. You understand it? That's none of your business. How you get there is none of your business because God is going to help you get there. You just need to now focus on something more positive in your reality, right? And you keep on focusing and you keep on imagining yourself driving that vehicle, living in that apartment that you want to live in. Now you're tapping into the quantum field. Then you go even go more further. Now you go out there. If you're unemployed, you now go and apply for jobs. You now, okay, what can I do? How can I reach there? Remember, where you are now and where you want to be, there's a space. And that space is linked to milestones, actions on how to get there. Okay, so I am in a certain space now. I want to be in that place there, right? I'm tapped into it already. I know that it does exist. I know that this job, I know this business, I know whatever I want and desire. This expansion is different to every single person, you understand? A certain person who has employment is now expanding for more. A person who doesn't have employment is expanding for more. A person that has idea, that he wants to become a business person and he has an employment is expanding for more because think, okay, there's opportunities in this reality for me to start a business. Okay, I am in a certain space. How do I get there? Now there's steps and milestones, as I said, to get to where you want to go. But you have to take it one step at a time and don't give up on your dream. Now you're tapped into the quantum field because you know it's a place of possibilities. All things are possible. Don't like you either. How are you, Isaac? Are you doing well, my lovely? Thank you for joining my live. You guys are having conversations with each other here. Anyway, today we're talking about money, right? I'm Sissy, life coach, motivational speaker. If you're new here and you are interested in topics about expansion, self-development, and spirituality, and studying and talking about the human condition, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, right? And join my community and become my friend. Okay, so that we can communicate and get to know each other more as well, right? And yeah, explore these concepts about money, how to attract more money. Every single person can tap into the field and tap in and attract more money into life experience. But it's about your perception. I mentioned that. It's about your mindset. You understand? It's about your focus and about your intention as well. Remember that where you are at this moment is not your destiny unless you want it to be your destiny. As I said early on, we have destiny and choice. Okay, in this game, we have both. Now, destiny is like a simple concept of, okay, I was born in South Africa. I was born in a certain background, in a certain social, economical background, right? I was born there in a certain space. That's your destiny. That's what you cannot change that. You cannot change that you are black South African. You cannot change that you are Zimbabwean. You cannot change that you are a European. That is all your destiny. You cannot change, and I mean, even now your sexuality can be changed because people are changing their sexuality. As I said, that your script is very flexible. It's very, very flexible. You understand your scripts or your destiny is flexible. Then we have a lot of choice in between in life, okay? So I'm born in a certain background. I have a choice to follow my parents' lead. My parents think, go get educated, go and learn how to make money, how to be more patient, how to, embrace life better because schooling teaches you everything besides making money. Schooling teaches you everything about being human and how to be time cautious of time management. Schooling teaches you how to commit. You understand how you commit to your studies. That's what schooling teaches you. Schooling teaches you about patience, how to listen, how to be there, how to be present, how to be aware, how to remember things. You understand? And we have a system which is kind of backwards because it's all about remembering. But remember, we need to look at all the positives around our schooling system, right? Not all of it is negative. Our schooling system has its positives because it teaches you about discipline. It teaches you about self-awareness. Teaches you about time management. It teaches you about commitment, intention. That's what our schooling system teaches us right now. You decide, well, I'm going to follow the lead and I will do what my parents said I must do. I go get my education. Again, that's a choice. A lot of people choose not to complete their high school, not to do all those things. That's their choice. But later on in life, they realize, oh my God, I should have done those things. I should have gotten that thing. I would have been in a better place than where I am now. You understand? Because this game of life is all about choice, and even attracting more money is your choice. Keeping money far from you is your choice as well. Bringing it closer and having a better relationship with money, it's also your choice. You're not forced here to do anything you want to do. If you can stop shouting at me, I will get what you're saying. Okay, let me slow down. I'm talking too loud, right? But all I'm talking about money here, Isaac. I'm talking about money. How do we get more connected with the money that we really want and desire? How do we can get connected to money in a higher level? How do we get a better relationship with money? As I said, your perception, your worldview, your mindset is one of the few things that you need to focus on. You change your perceptions, your worldview around money. Right? Number one, money is in abundance. There's plenty of money for every single person. Right? Money is everywhere. If you have that mentality that you're going to tap into the quantum field, as I mentioned earlier on, the quantum field is all about possibilities, right? All things are possible. There's no scarcity here in this reality, okay? I mentioned that about the quantum field, okay? Now, that's where all the possibilities are. All your possibilities about your life, Isaac, are in the quantum field. Now, when you want to get into those possibilities, is tuning into possibilities, your mindset has to be more expansive, not restricted, because the quantum field is about expansion. All things are possible, right? So, if all things are possible, then I can experience more money, I can achieve more money in my life, right, Isaac? That's how it works. Now, it takes a change of perception, a change of mindset for you to tap more into money. And remember that it will come to you in opportunities and circumstances. It's going to bring more money into your reality. That's how it's going to happen, right? So your mind is the receiver of ideas, not only the thinker. Okay, so think of your mind like a tuner. You're tuning in. Scarcity mindset, I mentioned it earlier on, is all about the fear, limitations, the not having, the feeling of not being enough. The abundance mindset is all about you notice ideas and possibilities and connections and opportunities as well, right? You become delusional, as I say. You understand? You have to become delusional because you're going to see things that your sister, your cousins, your neighbors don't see. You become delusional. I see myself as this big business person. I see myself of traveling around the world. I see myself sitting in this office and managing people. Whatever your dream is, whatever your delusion is. Because remember, it hasn't manifested yet. It's not real yet. But you are feeding into it. You're tapping into it. Right? That's what I mean by be delusional. Now, this aligns the observer effect. What you focus on influences and becomes real to you. Okay, now you're focusing on driving this expensive vehicle, beautiful vehicle that you love, right? That's what you're tapping into. That becomes your reality. The more you tap into it, you get ideas on how to get it. What can I do to get it? And remember that God is not judgmental. Humans are. The Christian religion speaks about judgment. It's a human perception. So if you decide you want to be, for example, I want to make money doing criminal activity again, remember that's your choice. Now you're tapping into something that you feel, I will use this means to get this money. Again, everything is choice, but remember there's always consequences and karma for your choices that you make in terms of attracting more money. There is no right or wrong. That is why we sing now in South Africa and all these commissions, how they're speaking about all these police being involved in drug trafficking and selling of drugs and all those things, because they saw a part way of making more money, and we'll deem it, okay, that is the wrong way of doing it, but God doesn't see it like that. Universe doesn't see it like that. That's why the sun shines and sets on both the sinner and also the angel. You understand? Yes. So understand that it's all energy. We as human beings say, oh, this is wrong, this is right, that's evil, that's not whatever, right? But remember, everything is choice, because there is your destiny, which is where you are, who you are at this moment. You're living in this body, you're in South Africa, you're in America, you're in India, that's a destiny. Then we have choices. Now, what can I do with my life now? What choice I'm gonna make to make my life better? In this case, you're talking about money. How am I going to attract more money into my life? I'm gonna go and steal and do crime, or am I gonna start a business? Or maybe I'll go and work for a certain company, or maybe I'll invent something and I'll sell that thing and I'll get money from it. You understand? So there's many ways of attracting that money. But now, firstly, you have to change your perception around it. That there's plenty of money for every single person. You tap into the quantum field, a field of possibilities. Okay, a field of possibilities, guys. Now, the quantum field is a field of possibilities. All things are possible. And money is not just for certain people. Money is free for every single person. And I am, as a person, I am worthy of attracting, of experiencing more money in my life. Right? Money is my friend. Money is not my enemy. You see what Kanye Bao said in one of the interviews recently, where she said, if money was a person and walked into the room and there was many people in the room and I'm in the room too, money will come specifically to me because I'm open to it. I believe in it. I believe that money can also always add value in my life. I don't believe that money is evil, but she didn't say what I'm saying, but she whole story about how money is attracted to her, how money will come to her and speak to her in a room full of people will choose her because she has a connection with money. That's what I'm talking about, that relationship with money. Now, when you find this whole idea, sometimes our morality can also be a problem when it comes to money. Our morality can also become a problem when it comes to money, because when you see other rich people doing immoral things, then you start blaming the money. Now your relationship with money changes. That it's no more so high frequency. You're not blaming money for people's actions. See what I'm trying to say? That's what I'm saying. When you must heal that relationship and don't blame money for people's evil action. It's not the money, it's the people. It's their worldview, it's their fears, it's the condition of their heart, not the money per se. The money is neutral. It doesn't have any feelings or choices or opinions. Money is a tool, right? But in this game, money is a frequency, it's an energy. You understand? It comes and it goes and it flows into your bank account. You use it for whatever you want to use it for, then it flows out again because it's going around in cycles. From you, it goes back to the corporations. And then for those 30 days, it's circulating corporations. And then in South Africa, if you get paid monthly, it's a monthly flow of money coming in. However, it doesn't mean that you can't tap into other ways of making money besides just your salary. You can tap into other ways of making money besides just your salary. Now your relationship with money becomes more healthier. You start healing your relationship with money. It's all about healing the relationship and understand that money, it's impartial. It's for every single person, okay? Now, the feeling of abundance is the gateway of attracting more money. The feeling of abundance is the gateway of attracting more money. You've already, okay, I've already touched on this last week already, right? About the whole thing about tapping into the feeling and abundance of money, okay? Now, money responds to what? To his emotional state. Money responds to your self-worth. Money responds to your perception. Now, all these things I spoke about from the beginning of my life, I was speaking about your emotional state. I was speaking about your self-worth. I was speaking about your expectations. Now, when you know that money is plentiful and you know the quantum field is a place of all possibilities and you're tapping into the collective field, you are talking about expectations. You are expecting that money to come to you. But when you have the opposite and feeling lack, you don't have expectation of money. Your expectation is lack. Your expectation is not having. You understand? You're not expecting this money to come to you in any form, because it can come into your life in any form. Okay, now let's talk about more about emotional state. Your emotional state is your high frequency open mindset. Your emotional state should be a high frequency open mindset. All things are possible. I'm open to receiving, right? I'm open to receiving the ideas on making more money, the opportunities, meeting the right people so I can attract more money. Because people can also help you. Like, for example, business ideas, they can help you to build something yourself when you have a business idea as well. That's why I'm saying that people play a big role as well, right? People aligned to you, right? Maybe you have this idea, but you need some partners for your business and stuff like that, right? Now, if you're not open to meet them, then you cannot meet them. They cannot come to your reality. If you feel that I cannot trust people, people are untrustworthy. Oh, what happened to me the last time when I tried this business, and now you're closing yourself up. You understand? Because now you're living in the past. You're closing yourself up. Now remember that. How do we tap into the feeling of abundance? How do we tap into the feeling of abundance? You feel grateful before the money arrives. You believe that it does exist, that there's so much money in this reality, and you are worthy of it. You feel so grateful for where you are now. Okay, I'm grateful I have this idea of this business. I'm grateful that I have this employment opportunity. I'm grateful that I have this employment. I've been working in this place for so long. I'm so grateful for this employment opportunity. Okay, so what can I do now for me to expand myself so I can tap into more money, forms of money to come into my life? How do I do that? It's all about you being grateful where you are now. If you are a complainer, totally complaining about your unemployment, totally complaining about your current job is not paying you enough, that's not tapping into gratitude. That is telling the universe, I like where I am. Now, the universe doesn't operate in language. God doesn't operate in language. It's all about frequency. It's about feelings. It's about your perception linking to God. Okay, your perception, your feelings, and everything. You understand? It's all about that. So you might be praying and begging God to help you out of your situation, and you're complaining while you're praying. You are miserable. You are crying. That's low frequency. Now you're in the struggle. So God is saying, oh, she's focusing on that. She must want more of that thing, because that's all she's talking about 24/7. But if she can change her perception and say, you know what, I'm okay where I am now, but I want more. I really need more, right? I desire more. What does more look like? Spirits, help me tap into more. Help me tap into the opportunities that can get me a better job, opportunities that can get me ideas to make more money. I have this idea, this business idea, right? But I need some assistance. Maybe you can bring somebody into my reality that can open up that opportunity. Now you're praying, you're asking God, I'm asking for assistance. Send somebody, send resources into my reality. Now you are focusing on the positive. So God is saying, okay, now she's tapping into the abundance. Now she wants abundance, okay? Let's send her more friends that can help her out. Let's send her more opportunities that can actually make her attract more money into her life experience. You understand? It's all about that. It's all about you being open, because the quantum field is very sensitive. The quantum field is very sensitive to your energy, right? You get what you align to. You get what's aligned to your energy. You understand? Let me continue. Now, I talk about the gratitude. Then you need to have a visualization. You must actually visualize yourself, or picture yourself, or you imagine yourself experiencing this thing that you want to experience, okay? Then you got to remove the desperation energy, because desperation energy is not a good energy. It's not, as I said, when you are praying and begging and crying, that's too desperate. But at the same time, you're telling the quantum field that, yes, I like where I am. This is what I'm focusing on. But it's so low frequency, so I keep on having the same experience, okay? So you have to get yourself out of that desperation energy. Okay. Not that I need it right now. I would love to have it. It'd be so wonderful to have this experience of having this money, winning the lotto, maybe getting an opportunity to start a business and getting funding for the business, or getting somebody to come and say, okay, well, I'm sponsoring your business, getting a sponsor for my business. I'm desiring a sponsor for my business. You understand? All those things can help you to open yourself up to the quantum field and high frequency activities happening in your life experience. The nervous system, right, must feel safe. Your nervous system, which is your body's part of your subconscious mind, must make you feel safe. Okay. So if you want to know more about the nervous system and abundance, there's a lot of material out there on social media and also on the internet regards to how you can regulate your nervous system for you to attract more money. Okay, I mentioned about this in my other lives. I think about a week ago I did speak about the nervous system. Now your nervous system is connected to your subconscious mind. All the old memories in your life experience that connected to maybe scarcity or even trauma are stored in your nervous system. Okay, so for example, you're born in a home that's very povertized. You'll have to get up every morning, you'll have to go hustle for food and everything. That affects your nervous system. Okay? So now you're no longer there, but it's still stored in your nervous system that there was a struggle sometime. Okay? So it's a memory that's there. And then when any situation linked to money scarcity brings that nervous system reaction back, feeling fearful, feeling under attack, feeling unsafe. Now that's low frequency, and you're able now to attract that money because you're restricting yourself. You understand? So that's why your nervous system is very important in terms of attracting more wealth. There has to be a healing of your nervous system for you to feel safe. This morning I was meditating, okay? I did some physiotherapy and exercises this morning early, and I was meditating. And one of the meditations, because I did two different meditations. The first one was to ground. Grounding is so important, okay? Grounding yourself and clearing your aura every morning is important. So weekends, I have more time for that. Right? During the week, I spend maybe like 10 minutes on a meditation before I, get ready for work. I first dress up, have a bath, all those things, dress up, right? And then I sit down because I do my meal prepping to carry to the office the day before in the evening. Now, I speak about time management and discipline, right? And consistency is very important for a healthy mind, okay? Now, a healthy mind is more tuned to attract more money. When I'm saying healthy, you're not stressed, you're not feeling anxious, you're calm, right? You clear mind, good sleep. I spoke about sleep hygiene as well. There's another way where you can actually heal your relationship with money is by first healing yourself and your frequency, good sleep. With intention, don't sleep too late because in the morning you need to have a productive day, right? Start your day, and now you're exhausted, you're lethargic, you're sluggish. You understand? And everything now is coming in your life. Look at your bank account. Oh my God, you're full of stress because you're even exhausted. You haven't slept very well. You see, so all these things come together to create your life experience, even regards to your money. You gotta feel safe, good sleep, live with intention. Don't be a drifter. Don't just make things or allow things to just happen in your life. Control it. Control everything that's happening in your life. Set your time to sleep. Set time you get up. Set your activities in the morning. The first thing, maybe you're going to go for a jog. Like what I did. I did my physiotherapy. I did my exercises with my exercise ball and all those things. I did all those weight shifting and all the things that I do for my own physical ability. So you can do your own exercises in the morning. Go for a walk around the block, or you can go for a jog, go for some stretches, pick up some weights, get some of those dumbbells, like those light ones, things like that. You have to do something with your body in the morning because now you've been sleeping all night. In the morning, it's good time for you to refresh yourself. And then once you finish off that, then you have your quiet time and you sit down and you do meditations. You can even do meditations while you're walking as well, all your intentions. What are my intentions for today? Okay, how can I make more money? That's activity or that business I'm trying. How can I add more to it? What can I do to make things more better? You have to live within your life and keep away from social media 24/7, because social media is misleading. Now you're going through the Instagram, you're checking other people that got lives that you want to have. But now you're not living your own life. You're spending all your life and time and energy strolling in other people's life on their feeds instead of creating your own feed. And it's all about intention. It's all about intention. Your morning ritual, your evening ritual, what you do every single day, even what you're eating. What am I eating today? Am I eating healthy food? Am I overeating, or am I eating it? Just what I should be eating, the amount of calories I should be eating every day. Am I having enough protein? Am I having enough fats? That's living with intention. Now, when you have all that in order and becomes a habit that you're living with intention, now you have a clearer order to attract more money in your life, not one of struggle and chaos. That's why morning routine is important. It gives you that order with an intention. Your evening routine during the day, what are you thinking? What is my core thoughts during the day when I'm approached with a challenge? Maybe my neighbor's making a noise outside and I'm upset, and I stop boiling up and I get so reactive and I stop being violent. I start now insulting them. No, cool down, relax. Everything is all about you being intentional. Decide to make a decision that's going to be good for you, not out of the emotional reaction, or what they call it, just reacting, or not really thinking and responding. Life needs responses, not reactions. So even when it comes to money, it's about responses, not reactions. You go shopping, you want to buy a certain thing, you never write your list. You look at things and you get reactions and you just buy because you just, yeah, you like the smell of that thing, you like the look of the thing, but you're not looking at the fact that, do I really need that thing? That's why I'm saying that everything, even your money, how you relate to your money, is all about you being very responsive. Respond in a certain way. Don't just react. You understand? That's another way of you mending your relationship with money, by being more calmer, being more deliberate, being more intentional as well, right? That's all about that. It's all about being more intentional, right? Let me continue right now. Collapsing the gap between you and having. Collapsing the gap between you and the having, where you are now and the having, okay? So in the quantum field, in quantum terms, people talk about collapsing the timeline. Now, a timeline is a simple concept, okay? The way I'm sitting now, I'm doing my live, this is a timeline. You understand? When you got up in the morning and you went to the bathroom, when you had a bath and brushed your teeth, that was another timeline. When you went to the kitchen and you had your breakfast, that was another timeline. Now you're on my social media, on my live, it's another timeline. You understand? That's what it is. It's just a period of time. Past, future, whatever, right through your day. Okay? Then it's huger, bigger timelines and smaller timelines, right? That's what I just needed to break that down because somebody asked in the collective. Okay, let's continue. So in the quantum terms, the people talk about collapsing the timeline. In real life, it means act like the version of you who you want to be. You understand? Collapsing the timelines, that you act like that person you want to be. Like, for example, you want to manifest this life experience, you want to travel, and right, because now you're a wealthy, rich person. Can you collapse it by being that person that's now traveled? What will that person be wearing? Where will they be going? What will they be thinking? You understand? Will they be living in, going by a ship, cruise, or they're gonna go travel maybe in airplane, the jets? You see, you put yourself in a timeline where you are now, in your imagination, in your perception. You visualize yourself in that space. Now that's what they call by collapsing the timelines, changing the timelines, basically, right? So you act like you already have that thing. You handle money calmly. For example, you understand, you want to mend your relationship with money. You don't get too upset when you see your bank account. You don't go into panic when you see there's zero left in your bank account. You choose calmness. You respond. You don't just react. You make aligned decisions. You make decisions that align you to more money. Like, for example, okay, I am planning on doing something. I need maybe 5,000 rands by the end of this month, okay? I got this whole month to raise this money. Now, firstly, you raise it in your mind, in your consciousness. The ideas, what I'm going to do to make more. I need this 5,000 by the end of the month. Maybe it's the first of this month, okay? What am I going to be doing? It's a mindset, okay? What I'm going to be doing, right? I will not be overspending. I'll be only focusing on all my necessities, what I really, really want, right? Okay, and I'm going to be doing some actions. For example, I'm doing more lives. If I'm a social media influencer, you are depending on what you're doing, I'm going to do more lives. You get my point? So I can make more money. You understand? Long term. You see, those are things that I'm talking about, having the intention. You have to align yourself to every action so you can get the thing that you want. Right, now let's continue. Right now, you make aligned decisions that are going to add value to you, that actually lead to you achieving this thing that you want to achieve. Right? You invest in growth. Every decision that you make is an investment. Every decision you make daily is an investment. Okay, am I gonna buy unnecessary snacks? That's a decision. That's an investment, right? You know, now you're not investing correctly when you're overspending on snacks during the week when you need that money month. Then why are you overspending on things that are not necessarily healthy for you? That don't add any value. You understand? Because every decision is an investment. All right, so you invest in growth, meaning that I'm gonna make wise decisions weekly and to make sure I save that money. You understand? I still have the money in my bank account. I'm not spending it, right? Okay, and I'm doing other activities to make more money. You understand? Maybe I'm going to go, if you're a youngster, you mow the lawn for your neighbor next door or something to make more money. You know, some communities, if you do certain things for them, they will pay you. You understand? Maybe I go and do maybe a doho job, whatever sort of means I can make more money. You understand? That's all about you investing in positive things in your life experience. Okay, then see opportunities instead of obstacles. I like this one. Everything is an opportunity, and you don't see obstacles. And it might approach you, might be presented to you as an obstacle, but look at it as an opportunity. In other words, you are now transforming that problem to work for you. You understand? See opportunities instead of obstacles in life. Okay. You understand? A lot of people think about all their problems, don't think about all the opportunities. What opportunities have we had today to make your life better? Don't always focus on all the problems and ask yourself daily, what would the abundant version of me do today? What would the abundant version of myself do today? What activities will this person do? Remember, you want to be that certain person. You want to be that wealthy person. What do wealthy people do daily? Simple thing. What do wealthy people do daily? Don't spend hours on social media, going through and strolling on social media. They do something constructive, right? I'm trying to say to make more money, to do something constructive for themselves, to keep themselves more healthy physically and also spiritually in their mind as well, right? So let's continue. Number 5, take aligned physical action. The last one. Take aligned physical action, okay? Everything in this reality needs a physical action for it to manifest into your reality, okay? So you want to win the lotto, but you've never played the lotto. And when you have played it, you played it out of desperation. You understand? You never played it tapping into quantum field. All things are possible. There's plenty of money everywhere. All I need to do is tap into it. If I played a lotto, maybe I'll win some money. You understand? I'll keep myself open to that perception, that belief. Now, that doesn't work for every single person. Not every single person believes in a lotto and stuff. I just think it's a pool of desperateness. A lot of desperate people play the lotto. That's why I don't play it, because it's a place of desperateness. People spend lots of money on there, not understanding it's an energetic thing as well. Not only you physically putting your money and writing and choosing your numbers, it's an energetic thing as well. Because how are you doing it? Are you doing it out of desperation? You're desperate for this money. You're living in a chaotic state of mind. Most people that play the lotto are very chaotic in their mind because of the fact that I don't see that this thing is no more than just a physical, it's also a spiritual choice as well, right? Energetic choice. Now imagine all these desperate people who want to be millionaires, all playing lotto, spending loads of money in there for the lotto, putting money into the lotto, okay? But each one for his own. Anyway, I don't play it because I understand the energetic side of it. I understand the energetic side of it, and I understand that I have my own kind of fears and money wounds that I'm working through myself. So I wouldn't tap into that to make money, but somebody else will probably do it, and it probably will work for them. Maybe it won't, depending on, yeah, depending on their frequency and your opportunity field. The quantum field is open for you at that time. Is it a matching to your frequency? You understand? Let's continue. Right. So I said you got to do the physical things, okay? And I said you can pay the lottery if you're into that type of thing, or any other physical things to bring the money into your reality. Maybe I'm going to save more money for the next 3 months, right? I know that I'm being very wasteful and I'm going to save money for the next 3 months. Maybe I'm going to stop drinking or smoking, and that money I'm using for smoking and drinking, I'm going to save it for the next 3 to 6 months, maybe for a whole year. There's one guy that gave a testimony that he said that he stopped smoking and drinking for a whole year. Actually smoked, it was drinking for a whole year, right? He says that by the time the year ended, he had enough money to take his family and himself on a holiday. I imagine how much money he spends wasting money on alcohol. And this one year, he just stopped for 12 months. He never drink. He never drink for 365 days that year. He never drink. He saved that money, and then the year in December, or was it January next year, he was able to take his family on a holiday. You see, small things like that can build up as we start having a better relationship with money. Because your money relationship is a relationship with yourself, right? Your money relationship is linked to your relationship with yourself. It's linked to the relationship with yourself. When you love yourself and take care of yourself and live with the intention, your money relationships will also be healing as well. You understand? Let me continue, right? So as I said, that's all about the physical things you do by changing those habits and actions to bring more money in your life experience. You understand? Save more, invest in other things if you can afford it, invest in different things that can bring you more money. It's up to you, right? Now, you increase your value, right? Your skills, you use your skills, your value, okay? Then put yourself in visible spaces as well. For example, if you want to make more money, connect to better people, people that can connect you to more money. Make friends with people that are already making money. Go and ask them for advice nicely, but not every single person that's making money is open to sharing or helping others, but you never know. You understand? Make friends with people or go to moving circles with people that are really making money, right? And try and understand how they're doing it and come close to them and ask them for guidance as well. You understand? That's opening yourself, making yourself more accessible to money. Go to places, join clubs that involve, for example, people that save money every year, whatever. Those type of little clubs in your community, so you can also go there and join and you put money in there instead of you wasting it on silly snacks and other things, and alcohol and cigarettes. You can go in and save the money in that pool. But be careful as well. Choose the societies, because they call them societies. Choose those societies very carefully. They normally do them for 12 years, 12 months, sorry, from January till December. Sometimes we get those that do it for longer, but depending, it's a lot of different money societies as well. They can help you save money, right? And this is very popular in the black community, in the townships, right? Then scarcity isn't only it's only an illusion, as I said, right? Scarcity is an illusion based on our own experiences of lack. Then we start thinking that money is scarce because it's an illusion. Economic systems are real, right? Economic systems are real. Access and opportunities vary for every single person. Efforts and strategy matter, as I said, as all the things I was talking about was effort and a strategy that you can use to make more money, right? Remember that money is a mindset. It's how you see it, how you perceive it, what you believe about it, and you and the money. Not just money, you relating to money. How attractive are you to money? Are you open to it? Are you open to receiving more? Or have you restricted yourself with scarcity by thinking of the past experiences, maybe your childhood, even now as an adult where you lost money when you tried this or you tried that, okay? That can be very damaging to your money relationship and to yourself, because remember, your money relationships also linked to how you cherish yourself and value yourself, okay? That is why when people are alcoholics, right, they abuse their money on alcohol, abusing themselves as well, because the alcohol is abusing their bodies. You understand what I'm trying to say? So money is linked also to your own well-being. When you feel okay, I'm an autonomous being, right? I'm a sovereign being, okay? I make my own money decisions. When I say I'm stopping that habit, I'm stopping it. It cannot control me. You're taking control. Sovereignty. Okay, that sovereignty, as I said, in your money relationship or your money with relationship, I mean, your relationship with money is based on your relationship with yourself, how you treat yourself, how you put yourself first. Are you sleeping well? Are you eating well? Are you living with intention? Very important, one thing, most importantly when it comes to money, living with intention, right? So a simple daily activity you can do, right, in terms of making more money or attracting more money, or improving your relationship with money, is your morning practices, right? Money flows to me in unexpected and in unexpected ways. Money flows to me in unexpected ways and in expected ways. Every morning, affirmation, first thing when you're brushing your teeth in the morning, I am a money magnet. Right? And try and feel yourself and imagine yourself attracting all the money. I am a money magnet. Money flows to me in unexpected ways and in expected ways, okay? So what we call now, you're affirming it first thing in the morning, you are a money magnet. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am a money magnet. And maybe in the past, I never didn't do so well with the money that I had. I didn't believe in myself, and I'm beginning to believe in myself, okay? Because when you look at yourself in the mirror and you still have the perception that you're off, that there's only lack, that you're not worthy, you're going to be put off when you first thing you say, I am a money magnet. Money flows to me from many places, avenues, right, in unexpected ways and in expected ways. If you have that negative perception, when you say that, it's gonna block, right? Then you have to go more easy on yourself and say, yes, that was the past when I was overspending, when I didn't believe in myself, but now I'm beginning to believe in myself. I choose to believe in myself and my worthiness regards to money. Then you say money does flow to me from unexpected ways and in expected ways. Money flows to me freely. I'm now opening myself to more money flow. The things with affirmations, you have to play around with it, okay? The reason why I'm saying when you're saying affirmations and they don't feel good, you have to play around with it and don't give up on yourself. Remember, it's all a mind play and a perception, okay? Then you can also visualize receiving money effortlessly without any effort. You don't have to work hard to attract money because you're tapping into the quantum field, remember. When you tap in the quantum field, all you do is intention and then focus. I'm focusing into the abundance field. I know that God can give me because I'm open to it. I'm not restricted. God can give me this money, can come into my reality in many different ways right now during the day. So you got the morning affirmations, and during the day you can continue, right? Then catch yourself whenever you have scarcity thoughts. Stop yourself. You know very well that when you go to a shop and you want to buy something, you think, oh, I don't have enough money. Then you say to yourself, maybe not now, but I will have it. So, yeah, next week I'll come for it. I'm open to it. You understand? Don't just totally close yourself and say, like, it can never happen. I can never afford it. Don't have that perception, okay? You got to catch yourself. Catch your limiting thoughts, as they say. You got to catch the limiting thoughts and correct them. Remember, because everything is coming from you because of a perception and experience, and because your subconscious mind has stored all those negative experiences. You have to change them by you catching yourself having those negative thoughts. Okay? Take action that moves you forward financially. Take action that moves you forward financially, like saving, like trying different things. If you believe in lotto, play the lotto. But first pray over it and open yourself to receiving it. You understand? You got to pray over everything you do first. That's giving intention. Because prayer is based on intention. I am praying for this money to win this lotto. Right? So you have to now imagine yourself winning the lotto and pray over it. And tell Spirit and God, I'm ready to receive this money, this 1 billion, this 3 billion. And these are the things I'm going to do with this money. You know, you really have an idea. You're telling universe, because the mind doesn't know the difference between reality and just imagination or just dreaming. The mind doesn't know any difference. So when you keep on seeding your mind with these thoughts on a daily basis, you understand, you're telling your mind that yes, I have this thing, this is true, and your mind doesn't know the difference. And before you know what do before you even know it, it starts manifesting into your reality, because you've really programmed your mind. You understand that I am worthy. I've won a lotto. I've won so many times. You know what I mean? I've done so many things with the money. You know, I'm just giving you an example. You know, I'm trying what I'm trying to say. It's all about you feeling worthy, not in desperation, but you say that yes, I'm open to it. I'm open to experiencing these things. I'm worthy of it. You understand? It's a game you have to play with yourself continuously when it comes to attracting more money into your life experience. Okay, so act on what you want to achieve on a daily basis regards to your money. Right then, in the evening, in the night, you can write 3 things, right? That are affecting your abundance. 3 habits. What's stopping me from attracting more money? 3 things. I've got a scarcity mentality. I need to work on it. I don't believe money is open and available. I've never experienced money in my life experience. I believe that money is evil, or money causes evil in life. Or write them down. At least you have an idea of what to work on. When you finish, write it down. Then you ask yourself, is this truly a real reality, or am I just saying it because it's what I've seen in life? Remember that there's reality. We keep on creating reality each day with each choice we make, every action we make in life. Okay. Remember, money is possible. More money coming in your life experience is possible, and ask Spirit to help you open doors for passive money income in your life. Now we have the internet. The internet is a great place to make more money. Okay, there's so many options. Social media, there's so many online jobs, there's so many options, gaming and all those things. Yeah, there's lots of ways to make more money and also enjoy making that money and attracting it into your life experience. Okay, guys. So, as I said earlier on, if you have not as yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. My channel is about awareness, self-development, and also spirituality, and also looking and exploring on the human condition. You understand what we can do better in our life. And I know that the reason why I spoke about money today, and I speak a lot about, is that people are having the hardest issue attracting more money because they don't feel worthy of it, right? They don't feel that it's possible to have more. They're not sure and not aware about the quantum field where you can tap in. You understand? Visualize it, imagine it, experience it emotionally in your mind first, okay? Confirm it. Declare it to be so. Continuously every single day, walk in abundance mindsets. Don't live with scarcity. Don't live in what's happening now, because this reality is forever changing. Where you are now, life is always changing. Nothing is standing still in your life. Nothing is standing still in your life, okay? Remember that change is inevitable. Change is inevitable, meaning that the more you focus on the change you want in your life, the more you're open to allow it to happen in your life, okay? So be kind to each other as I'm closing my life. Be kind to yourself. Appreciate yourself. Reward yourself with positive words. You understand? Look in the mirror and love yourself totally. That's how it works. Your morning routine and your evening routine. Sleep early. Have good night rest. Your morning routine, you wake up in the morning and you say, thank you, Spirit, for this wonderful day. I'm ready for another money-filled day where money is so attracted to me. You understand? I'm open to receiving money from multiple sources on a continuous basis. in variable currencies as well. You can even go further because now we can get dollars as well. You understand? You can do something online, you can get dollars for it. You understand? There's many ways of making money. Do not restrict yourself. Don't restrict yourself. Don't restrict your perception as well. Okay. So have a great Saturday further. And yeah, be kind to yourself. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not as yet. And join my community and we can become friends. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning into my live. Kanye, Isaac, and others. Is Kanye, Isaac, Portia, Craig, Mortos. Yeah. Thank you for joining my live, guys. If you have not as yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Okay? And thank you for your comments as well. I think I've read all of them. Yeah. Right. Thank you so much, guys. Hope you have a great Saturday further. And be kind to yourself and others as well. Ciao. Bye.